Good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday. I hope you're having a good day. I hope you're having a good morning. I sure am. Might go to IKEA later with a friend. Yeah, life is good. So today I was going to talk about money. And if you want more money, what do you want it for? Because that is a really, really important subject to dive into if you're using the law of attraction to create more money. That money has to be for something, because money is just a means to freedom, means to fun, means to paying bills, means to a calling or a career. Like all of that revolves around money. So what do you want that money for? Do you want it so you can go on more vacations? Do you want it because you want a nice cushion to fall back on? Do you want it because you think that it will make your life happier, but right now your life sucks? So here's a little trick about money that I learned when I got a lot of it at once. Money just accentuates, just blows up who you already are. So if you're already unhappy, if you get a huge amount of money dumped in your lap, or even a small amount of money dumped in your lap, it's going to make you unhappy. And I'm just going to give you an example. When you have a lot of money, people that are in that lack thinking, which you might be too, want some of that money. They think that they should have some of that money because they think that that money will also make them happy. And so you will have a lot of people asking for money. You know, they say the whole, when you win the lottery, like, don't tell anybody, because you literally will have people coming out of the woodwork asking for money. And that doesn't matter whether you're happy or unhappy with money. That will just happen. So how do you deal with that? Do you deal with it with guilt and, oh my God, I got to give all this money away and I should give it all to charity? You know, those people that say, if I win the lottery, I'm just going to give it all to charity. That's not going to help you be a better person in this world. To give it to charity, to give some of it to charity, if your life is all about, if you're already super happy with your life and you're super happy with your financial situation and you hit a big windfall and you're like, you know what, I'm good. I would rather just give this all to something that just means the world to me. I'm going to do that. That's one thing. But if you are in this struggling mentality where every month it's a struggle to pay rent, it's a struggle to buy food, it's a struggle you have to borrow money, it's a struggle because you got a flat tire and you can't afford to fix it, and then you think, oh, well, if I get money, I'm just going to give it all to charity because that's the, noble thing to do. That's not going to help you. That's not going to help you feel better. You're going to regret it. You're going to be like back to square one and be like, why didn't I take some of that money? Whoever you are right now, if you think in lack, if you feel in lack and you act in lack, if you get $1 million, you will still feel that same way, because you'll have all those people pulling at you. You'll have all those, oh, I'm going to get my dream house. I'm going to spend it on this. I'm going to spend it on that. And then pretty soon you're going to be sitting there in your dream house all by yourself going, what happened? I'm all out of money. I can't even afford the taxes on this. And I got to move it back into my old house. But if you are already an abundant thinker and you get a bunch of money, like I knew I was getting some money. I didn't know if it was going to be $5,000 or $500,000. And I got to peace with that. Like, if I get $5,000, we'll have some fun with it. If I get $500,000, it'll be life-changing, and these are the things that we'll do with it. I got somewhere in between there, and I felt good about it. And a few people around me were kind of in panic mode, and I kind of started to fall into that, and I was like, whoa, wait a minute. This is the things that I said I would do with it, and that's what I'm going to do. and I'm going to stick to my guns, and I'm going to be happy, and I'm going to be satisfied with the things we spend the money on. And, you know, it worked out great. And I'm so happy with the way I handled it, the way we handled it as a married couple. It was good. And so it's important when you say, I want to win the lottery or want $1 million, if you're just putting that out there with nothing to back it up, I want $1 million because I want a horse ranch. I want an extra $50,000 a month because I want to live way better than I'm living right now. And I do want to be able to give to those charities. And I do want to be able to help out a few friends. But I also want to be happy with myself. And I want to start this business. And I want to live in a nicer house. And I want to drive a nicer car. Like all of those things that lift you up. There's nothing wrong with giving to charity. I don't want anybody to think that I'm sitting here going, don't give to charity. But I'm just saying, if you are in this lack-minded financial mindset and you get a windfall of money and you say, oh, I'm just going to give to charity, you're coming from a wrong place. You're not coming from a genuine place. You're coming from a, oh, that's the right thing to do place. The right thing to do is to do what feels best, you know, and you have to be able to come to terms with, it feels best for me to take care of myself first. And then when I've done that and I'm doing really good, it's okay to give to charity because then you're giving it freely. It's not a struggle. Like right now, if I was to say, I want you to give $1,000 to your favorite charity, you'd be like, whoa, Shelly, I can't do that right now, because that would break me. But if you say, if I win the lottery, I'm going to give it all to charity, that would break you too. So you have to be mindful on where those boundaries are. That's why I say, you know, start small. You know, if it's important for you to give to charity, give $5 to that charity. Give $10 to that charity. You know, tithe a few bucks here and there. You know, if you can't afford to give that waitress a huge tip, start with a little tip and keep increasing and increasing and increasing, and then that money increases. But it's really important. And if you don't know what you want to spend the money on, then sit down and figure it out. Like reality. I'm talking reality, people. If you think about, just write down like $10 million on a piece of paper and then start writing down what you're going to buy. Okay, I'm going to buy my dream house. My dream house is probably going to be about $2 million. Okay, so now I'm down to $8 million. Okay, now I want to buy a few vehicles for me and my husband and maybe my kids. So we're looking at probably a couple $100,000 there. Okay, now we're down to $7,500,000 or what. Like, do it like that. Like you're writing out a budget. Start out with that number and figure it out. Like, these are the things I want. And then you can focus on those things instead. Like, I want to go on a Disney vacation every 3 months or every 4 months. Okay, well, then you write that down. How much is that going to be? Okay, that's less, what part of that of the 10 million is it going to take? Then you can figure that out. I want to start a business. And what is that business going to give me back? Because that's important too. You got to know, like, if I want to start my own business, is it going to pay me $1,000 a month? Is that really going to sustain my lifestyle? Or do I want to like go out there and buy a business that's already in process that's making $1 million a month? That feels way better than, oh, I'm going to start my candle business and it's going to, give me $1,000 a month. No, if you like candles, go out and research what candle companies are for sale and look into buying one of those that's going to make you $1 million a month. Like, figure all that stuff out. And then when you have that all written down, and then when you say, hey, I would like to win the lottery, or I would like $1 million this year, then you know what you want that $1 million for. So the universe can conspire and inspire to make that happen. Oh, she wants, her dream house, and she wants these cars, and she wants to live on a ranch, and she wants to go on these vacations. Oh, well, we're going to put that together. And then you go out and you just have fun. You just have fun. And you have fun with money. You have to remember to have fun with money. Money can be just as fun as, hanging out with your best friend. You've got to be in that mindset. Money's fun. It comes into your life and you get to pay a bill, and then you get to turn the lights on for the rest of the month. And it comes in and you get to put new tires on your car. And it comes in and you get to pay your mortgage or your rent and live in the house that you're in. It's like, turn it into a game. How much money can I bring in versus how much money can I put out? And how much money can I have in a cushion? So if something happens, I know that I can just fall back on that. So I'm not stressed about the flat tire or the vet visit or the broken arm. Like, when those things come and you have money, it's easy, because it's like, you just deal with it. Is it a hassle? Yeah, it's a hassle. I got to go to the tire shop and put a new tire on my car. I wasn't planning on doing that today, but I guess I'm going to have to do it now. But it's not like, oh my God, I hope they give me financing because I have $10 in the bank and I don't know how I can even get to the tire shop because I only have one car. And, so you see where that money creates that freedom, and that freedom creates happiness, and it creates peace, and it creates gratitude and feeling blessed, which is the same thing, but just putting them out there. It just feels so much better to be good with money. So figure out what you want that money for. And when you do that, sometimes you don't even need the money to get those things. You might have a grandparent that lives on the ranch or whatever and is like, hey, your grandpa and I are going to be traveling for the next 2 years. Do you think you could move into my house and take care of it while we're traveling so we don't have to worry about it? There you go. You've just moved on to a ranch and you didn't even have to put a dime into it, Like, those are the things that can happen. I mean, they're not going to happen to people that don't have grandparents that live on a ranch, but I'm just giving you an example of things, how that can happen, how seamlessly things happen. And it's all a part of the journey. Like, getting to that $1 million needs to be fun. Getting to that lottery winning needs to be fun. It can't be this treacherous struggle, because then when you get the money, it's going to be a treacherous struggle. Make it fun. It's so fun. I'm telling you, people, when you get the things you want, I've heard some law of attraction people say, well, when you get the things you want, then you're just like, oh, that wasn't, it's kind of a downer, because you're like, oh, I got it. Now what? Sometimes I feel like that with my car, but most of the time, I'd say 75% of the time, I get in my car and I'm just so grateful and so amazed that it's mine and I'm driving it. It's awesome. And that's where you want to be, because the road, no pun intended, to that car was so fun and amazing. Like, I still remember that whole week before I got my car, I had butterflies. Every time I thought about it, I would get like this rush, like, oh my God. And you can say, oh, Shelly, you shouldn't be that excited about a material thing. We are living in a material world. I have zero guilt about being excited about this car. It doesn't mean that, like, that's all I care about and I'm pushing everything else aside. No. But when I get in my car and I sit in the driver's seat and buckle in, I'm like, hey, B, how's it going? It's awesome. Hey, John. So that's how it should be. It should feel good from the beginning all the way till you get that goal. And then after that goal, it should be just as much fun to just keep appreciating and finding excitement in the process. Like, that whole process should be fun. Getting it should be fun. And then having it should be fun. And if having it isn't fun, it's okay to change your mind and say, you know what? I really thought I was going to like this thing or this experience or this money or this, person. And I really am realizing it's not what I thought it was. And then you move on to the next thing and you push that on to someone else that's going to appreciate it. It's okay to do that too. Like, it's just okay to be happy and to, have fun on that journey. We're all having fun. We're all headed to the same place. And we should all have fun in this journey. We should all have fun. We should all learn. We should think, feel, and act from a good place and be inspired to do new things. That's my thing. So again, with the money, figure out what you want with the money. Write it down. Write it down like a budget. What are you going to spend $10 million on? What are you going to spend $100 million? What are you going to spend $100,000? Whatever that big thing is that you feel will be life-changing, what are you going to spend it on? Put it out there. Put it down on paper and play with it and have fun with it. Okay, I'm going to go. If you're on YouTube, please subscribe to my channel and hit the thumbs up. I appreciate you guys all watching. And I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye.